here we are with another episode of Fit for Life Radio with your hostesses. Starting first with B is Ben Lingle, followed up by G, Gary Deagle, and then old W.
Hello there. BG Dub, baby.
So guys, I'm actually a little under the weather from experiencing weather.
He went outside the comfort bubble of Southern California and immediately got sick.
Dude, on the plane, literally the plane flight back home. Well, I got there, and then like 2 days in, I just engulf in cold sores. Mm-hmm. And then on the plane ride home, I'm like, I don't feel right. Like my throat, my like sinuses feel like stuffy. And then just didn't feel wrong. And then past couple of days, just the whole head thing. And I'm just like, man,
rejecting your choice.
It's like you know what that is, like they say like you shouldn't keep your kids super clean or their immune system won't develop right. Like that's what that Cali live in. Like you get one weather, like one temperature, everything's super fresh, and except for I guess the forest fires, but and then you come to old dirty Virginia, the dirty news, and get sick. So maybe you should rub some dirt on yourself, man.
It makes you weak, man. I'm telling you.
It does. I told you were getting soft when you first time I saw you when you came back. Oh man. Sorry, you'll adjust soon. You'll be back in the summertime and you'll ease back into it. So.
Yep. And then we'll. So here we are in January. We got the gym rolling. We got everyone fired off with their New Year's. It's fun to see how the New Year's hangover lingers, like as far as like, people still aren't super interested in the gym. I think they're still like regretting choices and then slowly things start to pick up in like the middle of January.
Yep. Yeah, despite what people think. And I think it's like Globo gyms are a little more likely to have that New Year's rush of like, pretty soon after the New Year. But I swear, man, like mid to end of January and then February is always our busiest time. Like we never get that immediate rush, and it's not even that big of a rush, but it still picks up.
It picks up nice and slow. Like week after week, people just get back. They get back from their vacations, from their lulls, and all that. And by the mid of February, it's like it's back on.
Yep.
And I think what's cool, especially speaking to the name of our podcast, Fit for Life, we're starting to see more and more people where they don't want to join a gym in January because they don't want to be that person. They're like, wait a sec, I don't want to be the guy that joins in January and then quits in March, So it's almost like a stigma that comes with it a little bit.
Yeah, so, that's funny.
I can appreciate that mindset, though.
Me too.
If you can't do it all the time, or if you can't do it consistently, like, don't do it. So you're going to just use that catalyst as like, okay, here I go, like January 1st, let's go.
But that's like, dude, I think that's pretty impressive, right?
Yeah. Because breaking that habit.
Dude, with anything like I know who you're talking about specifically, and like, dude, said person could have been like, all right, well, I'll start first week of January, which there's nothing wrong with that, but this person came in December, and that's the same as, I'll start my diet next week. You know what I mean? Rather than, all right, well, why don't you just like not eat shitty food today? And the next day and the next day, like, why do you got to wait till Monday? You know what I mean? Yeah. I think it's the same attitude, and like to see somebody that's like, you know what? I'm just going to start now.
Yeah.
Like, that's cool. I think it's legit, man. I think it's refreshing to see people that think that way about, working out and just trying to live a healthier life. So, pretty cool.
Yeah. And speaking of which, with just nutrition and kind of Fit for Life, I think what happens is a lot of people see, for example, so I'll use myself, now I eat, I just know the foods that work for me, that I like, for my body composition, for my energy, all that good stuff. And it's just a habit. So it probably looks like, oh, this guy is a health nut and it's just as easy. But it wasn't always that way. And it didn't happen overnight. Like there wasn't a January or the time I started really working out where I decided in one day I was going to all of a sudden change my diet over to this like picture perfect whatever, meal plan or template. Now it's good to have the template for framework, but sometimes it takes time to work towards it,
Oh, absolutely. So I say we dig in today to the beginning of Gary Deagle.
Mm.
The very begin, like back when Gary Deagle thought that chicken nuggets were the key to being lean.
Tell
Yeah,
me a
we're the
story, Gary.
Tell me a story.
Let's
okay,
do that.
So all right, so let's go all of the way back to teenage Gary Deagle. Like
Teenage Gary
we'll
Deagle.
go like middle school, high school, whatever. So you were always like the world's pickiest eater.
Right.
Now, like let's define that too. Like I want people to know just how picky you were for like your entire life, so they can understand like where you've come from and like how far you've come and all this kind of stuff. So start at the very, very beginning of being the pickiest eater in the world.
So it's even funnier, and probably for like my mom and parents, it was even more of a contrast because I have a twin brother, and my brother was not picky at all, and then I was super picky. So then it probably seemed like something was really wrong with me, and I didn't like
Probably
eat
right.
like anything, like with any color.
Okay,
you know?
so like if you had to have like your Gary Deagle's 4 basic foods, like what did you eat? What were your staples for your entire life? Like what did that look like?
bread,
Okay.
cheese,
Yep.
Yeah.
bread, cheese.
He's having trouble coming up with 4.
I'm trying to go through like what my day was. Bread, cheese, and when I say bread, we'll kind of lump in anything that's like
Like a
bread
sandwich.
related, or like a honey bun, type deal.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
No, dude, sandwiches. No, you can't go there because
Nah?
I
Too many ingredients.
I wouldn't eat mustard. Now I would eat a sandwich, but it would be so peanut butter,
Okay.
Yeah.
bread, cheese, peanut butter, and milk probably. And
Nice.
Christ.
so, but if I had a sandwich, right, like I wouldn't eat peanut butter and jelly. I didn't like jelly, even though I never tasted jelly. I knew I didn't like it. The only fruit I ate,
Not like jelly.
the only fruit I ate was a banana.
Okay. All right. Respectable.
Um,
It's okay.
I did so I would have a sandwich, but say just like turkey meat on it, but no mustard, no nothing, no anything, just like turkey and cheese.
Okay. So you ate like an
so
elementary schooler.
Dude, I'll tell you from
Your whole life.
from elementary school through high school, through senior year of high school to graduation, I had a peanut butter sandwich and a banana every day of lunch for my entire life. Like-
the secret's out.
That's it.
And you know how like you get to school and like then you want to get the pizza there, or dude, I didn't like pizza. I'd never had pizza, but I was convinced I didn't like tomato sauce. So
Man,
Damn, dude, this
that was
rabbit
bad,
hole
bro.
goes real deep, and there's like a lot of deep psychological pain behind all this. I feel, So you literally ate like exactly the same thing every day. So like,
Yeah.
so you said like you never tried this stuff, but you knew you didn't like it.
yeah, I wouldn't even
Like
try it, dude.
period. Like you were just not even open to trying anything.
Yeah, like I liked potatoes and French fries, but I wouldn't eat a sweet potato because it was orange, and for whatever reason,
That just
it was
didn't sit well with you.
disgusting.
Did change just upset you as a child? Like
Dude, I can't even explain it. I don't even know why. Like literally, you could name 15 foods, and I would say I didn't like them, but I could 100% say I never tried them. Also,
yeah.
All
All right, so how long did that last? Like,
Okay, so yeah, then I went away to college for a semester at Longwood, and you get the meal plan, dude. I was still like, I just would get basically ice cream from this from the little machine, and just eat basic stuff like I like plain hamburgers, chicken nuggets, stuff like that. Dude, I ate basically a little 7-year-old, and then I got suspended and came home. And my mom gave me like a men's fitness magazine because she just felt bad for me and I guess wanted me to have a hobby or something. And so I kind of got into working out with that. And then, I realized a big part of it was the nutrition, right? So it's funny because I remember this exactly, the first food where I was like, all right, I need to like learn to eat new foods, some of these foods that these magazines are talking about. And dude, one of them was cottage cheese. Right? I was like, well, I love cheese, right? So cottage cheese, and first bite, gagged, just the whole ordeal, like probably the way a 7-year-old would act.
It's making me gag think about it right now.
Ordeal is when I see.
Dude, that's like that's like one of my no foods. And I'm 29 and we'll eat most everything, but that's still one of my foods where I just can't.
And I could write a whole book on like how my story with cottage cheese, right? So then I was basically like, and you know how like especially if you want to be super detailed, they say cottage cheese is good to eat before bed because it's a slower releasing protein. You know, all that kind of bro science. So every night, so I started like I would toast a piece of bread, put a little bit of cottage cheese on it, and load cinnamon on it, and I could get it down, right?
Yep.
So I started like that. So then I would slowly eat it like that. And then over time, I started to realize, I mean, I'm eating it. I'm not gagging. I realized kind of that was a mental thing, right? So then I remember specifically the day where I was like, I'm going to try the cottage cheese by itself with a bunch of cinnamon on it. And put it in a bowl, cinnamon, boom, ate it, enjoyed it, good to go. And like in that moment, I realized it was all in my head.
Whoa.
You know, like the whole it's just a mental block, right? And then also you're getting older, like you want to go on dates, like you don't want to be the dude on dates ordering off the kids menu, you know.
Let me get some chicken fingers.
So yeah, so that kind of started that, and yeah.
All right, so you had your cottage cheese.
Dude, but let's go back to the chicken fingers. But you know how people order chicken fingers and they're excited because all the sauces? Dude, I didn't eat any of the sauces either.
Damn, you just ate plain chicken fingers?
Dude, I didn't like ketchup or nothing.
I mean, who doesn't?
See it, but like, I mean, the sauce, yeah, like you can put any sauce on a chicken finger, you're gonna like it.
Oh, it was good, yeah.
Yeah.
Ketchup.
Yep.
Honey
But yes.
mustard? Ooh.
So then, that was the start, and from there, then it was pretty easy. Like it's just, it's hard to explain. It's just a mental breakthrough. But then also kind of during that process, like I remember, also you were reading the same stuff, like, oh, you should eat more protein, chicken's good. So I went from, so that I would get the Tyson breaded chicken, frozen chickens, right?
Yep.
So I'm like, oh, I'm doing good, I'm eating chicken, right? But then I realized, oh no, everything says it should be grilled or baked, So slowly you eventually make that transition. But this took months, and really eventually like a year or two. But sure enough, as you see the results, I was, getting like leaner, but also gaining muscle, and then it gets easier and easier. Like you're motivated.
Yep.
So you were gaining muscle, like so in the process of getting leaner, while eating this breaded chicken.
So I was always, growing up, I was always like pretty lean and super active and stuff. I was always like the real skinny, scrawny, small kid. But then when I went away to college and I was just start crushing unlimited ice cream and beer, I gained weight. Like I remember like sitting in my room and there was like a little mirror in there, and I was like, my abs are gone, what's going on? And dude, actually, that was when I started working out for the first time. Actually, that first semester of college, I realized I stopped playing sports, because I played in high school, and I just basically ate, drank, played video games, and I was, gaining weight. And then I literally remember like standing up in the mirror, seeing that, and then I told my roommate, and the gym was right across the street from our dorm. I was like, dude, we got to go like work out. And I remember to this day, I remember going in there, and this is how I know how everyone feels when they go in the gym. Like everyone felt this way at some point. I remember going in the gym, and it was like all the dudes who played football in high school, like they knew what they were doing. They're all jacked, and like I was, dude, scared. Like I didn't know what to do, and I remember like, what does any guy do? Like you go bench press for basically 15 sets and do some curls and then leave. And that, dude, we did that.
That's all you were supposed to do, right? Yeah. That's all we do here. So
my roommate Carrie Mosby and I, that's what we did 3 days a week. We would go and we did about 6 sets of bench press, 6 sets of curl. Drank like Carnation breakfast mix.
The instant breakfast. Oh, dude, I was on that when I was younger too.
Like that was the start. That was the start, right? So
yeah.
And really,
that's a gateway drug to protein shakes.
It is. Well, dude, and then no lie, I remember then there was a dude who played football across the hall. I remember going in his dorm, and he showed me like whey protein, like, oh, you got to take this, and then and you start buying that, and that was like, I mean, that was the awareness, right? Of like, oh, yep. I don't like the way I look right now. I'm gaining weight. I'm gonna exercise and make some kind of conscious effort with eating, and then that was the start. And then eventually I got suspended, came home, eventually got the magazine and learned more, but it took like years, and yeah, and now I'm like I love. I mean, I even went through a stage now where like a little foodie stage. I'm kind of out of it now, but where like I go out and get those nice meals with all the fancy stuff and cook, cooking all the time, and you want to make nice meals, but then that gets old quick because you got to buy like 12 ingredients and you only use them once, and then
that's like the hard part about stuff like that, man. Like
you have
I
all
don't
these herbs and spices.
Dude, I don't have that much room in my house, and I'm coming to realize that like we have like limited room, which is fine. Like I actually like not having a ton of space to store a million things, but like basic meals are so much easier. Yep. Like every once in a while, like I'll make something that's a little more complicated, but like, dude, 95% of the time it's like ground beef, chicken in the oven. That's it, really. You know what I mean? And baked potatoes and vegetables. But yeah, and it's kind of fun to go out and eat new foods.
Yep.
So fast forward to now. Like, do you have any reservation about like any foods? Is there still foods you're like, nah, I'm not touching it? Or will you pretty much eat anything at this point?
If you know me, you know I'm always on the run, up early and home late. So having a 3-hour morning routine isn't really in the cards for me. What is in the cards is AG1. It's a fast way to get vitamins and minerals I need to perform. I first gave AG1 a try because I wanted a single solution that helps support my entire body by filling in nutrient gaps and simplifying my morning routine. Since drinking AG1 daily, I've always felt strong and energized and ready to attack the day. Not only does AG1 deliver my daily dose of vitamins, minerals, pre- and probiotics, and more, it's a powerful, healthy habit that's also powerfully simple. It's one scoop mixed in water once a day and every day. I know that AG1 is giving my body high-quality nutrition. Every batch of AG1 goes through a rigorous testing process, so you know that it's safe. And AG1 ingredients are sourced for absorption, potency, and nutrition density. AG1 is a supplement that I trust to provide the support my body needs daily, and that's why I'm excited to welcome them as a new partner. Here is your chance to start every day this season with a gift to yourself. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3K2 and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase exclusively at drinkag1.com/provengrit. That's drinkag1.com/provengrit. Check it out. If you know me, you know I'm always on the run, up early and home late. So having a 3-hour morning routine isn't really in the cards for me. What is in the cards is AG1. It's a fast way to get vitamins and minerals I need to perform. I first gave AG1 a try because I wanted a single solution that helps support my entire body by filling in nutrient gaps and simplifying my morning routine. Since drinking AG1 daily, I've always felt strong and energized and ready to attack the day. Not only does AG1 deliver my daily dose of vitamins, minerals, pre- and probiotics, and more, it's a powerful, healthy habit that's also powerfully simple. It's one scoop mixed in water once a day and every day. I know that AG1 is giving my body high-quality nutrition. Every batch of AG1 goes through a rigorous testing process, so you know that it's safe. And AG1 ingredients are sourced for absorption, potency, and nutrition density. AG1 is a supplement that I trust to provide the support my body needs daily, and that's why I'm excited to welcome them as a new partner. Here is your chance to start every day this season with a gift to yourself. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3K2 and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase exclusively at drinkag1.com/provengrit. That's drinkag1.com/provengrit. Check it out.
No, I'll eat anything. Like there's zero things I could say like I wouldn't eat because of some weird, you know what I'm saying? Like I could go on Fear Factor and be fine.
Yeah.
But there is a handful of foods I just do not like enjoy,
Yeah.
And it's small.
So what top 3 foods you don't enjoy?
I don't like, like the stewed green beans, like, for like Thanksgiving and stuff. And they're all, like the green
really
beans,
soggy
and they're all
and
greasy
stringy.
and stuff. I don't like that.
That's oddly specific. All right. What else? What do you got?
in general, I'm just not a fan of like fried foods. You know,
Yeah. Okay.
like tempura and stuff like that. Like I just would not choose that. You know, and if someone offers it, I would just not be excited about it.
Yeah.
Even like fried chicken, I'm not. You know, even when I was younger, and didn't care as much about health. Like I wasn't a fan of fried chicken. I'd rather just have like regular chicken. And then, I mean, there's not much really. Like, I know I'm missing something. I know there's something I'm just like, oh. And then like, it's funny because I love Thanksgiving foods, but now I'm realizing that some of the ones I don't like. Another one is like cranberry sauce. I don't know what that just.
You know what? Like, I can take
Freaks
or
me out.
leave it. Like, I don't know. Like, I might take a taste of it, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to eat it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So-
I don't get excited. All right. Well, let's turn the table. Ben, what are your top 3
I was gonna say,
least
man,
favorite foods? I already know one of them, but like, let's expand.
Compile, like, because I thought I was super picky. You definitely took the cake there, and I had like this phase where I was like, all right, you can't say you don't like something unless you try it. So I went around trying a bunch of stuff, only to find I'm picky.
I still hate everything.
Yeah, exactly. At least I tried it. I was like, I would just, like, no matter what it was, like, okay, like, I can't say I don't like this if I haven't tried it in 10 years even. Like, I gotta try it. Anything vinegar, like, except for ketchup. Ketchup's good, but,
But that's got a lot of sweet to it.
It does. It saves it.
So-
but like your pickle, your mustard,
there's still that one pickle.
vinegary,
There's
like,
still a pickle. I keep a pickle in the
and
fridge
it'll always be there.
in case Ben ever
Turns the tide.
either gets like wasted enough that I can convince him to eat it,
I think
or he just opens his world up a little bit more and wants to have that one pickle. It's been in there for a year, but I figure it's a pickle and it's sitting in vinegar, so
We tried it out, me and vinegar.
Yeah.
But it just didn't work.
yeah. All right, what else? Sorry,
But,
I hijacked
let's
it.
see. No, you're good. Let's see. Let's try other things I don't like. Vinegar is definitely the thing that just pushes my buttons, and I can definitely go there. I mean, any type of meat's good.
I think for you, it's more, when we start going out, it's just exposing you to different, like, say, dishes, and
Yep.
like different cuisines. I noticed a lot of that was new to you, like, oh, have you had this dish?
Unnecessary.
No. And then you eat it, and,
Honestly, the more complicated you get it, the less I like it.
Yeah.
If I don't know what I'm tasting, like, I probably won't enjoy it, even if it's like a bunch of good stuff all put together. And I'm like, I mean, it even goes down okay. But if I don't know what I was tasting, or I couldn't go, oh, that's this, it's like a little bit of overload. I don't enjoy it.
Yeah. A good example is when Will came out here to visit in Santa Monica, LA, which is like a great food scene. We went to like these fancy restaurants and all these lunch spots. Will's just happy as can be, like laughing it up. And then
love
when
my
Ben
food.
came out, I'm like, hey, you want to go to a spot? And he was like, nah, not really. And we ended up going to the grocery store and
This is
getting
the driest chicken ever.
getting chicken
It's
breasts
awesome.
and just baking the chicken breasts and
Oh
Two
God.
savages
Yeah.
in your, like, we may as well, I think we were eating on the floor, just like tearing into a chicken breast. And like, yeah, it's funny.
But I can go both ways. But I think in general,
you
yeah, I know where you're. Hey.
yeah, no, it's true. What about you, Will? What do you
All right, so I have.
eating things?
I will eat most anything.
Yeah.
Now, I don't even know if you'd classify these as foods. I have like a sauce thing. So like ranch dressing is probably my least favorite food that exists, right? Sour cream. Tried it.
That's pretty bad.
It like to my core, I hate sour cream. Everything about it is the worst. And then there's another white sauce I hate, I'm pretty sure. I'll tell you another one I don't like though. Like, dude, raw tomatoes are disgusting for the most part. Like, if it's in salsa or like what bruschetta or marinara, whatever that stuff is, you dip the bread in. I can eat it, but dude, by themselves, it's like the worst thing. It's got this like slimy, soft. I can't do it. So
What happens if you see someone bite into a tomato like an apple?
my mom used to do stuff like that, and it doesn't really bother me. But like the moment I either get like the smell or the taste of just like tomato by itself, like I'm over it. But I can eat anything like with fresh like tomato or whatever in it, like I'm completely okay with it. But by itself, man, I've tried it and I can't. Like when tomatoes are on salads, I feel like it ruins the whole salad.
Oh yeah.
And I tried to eat the cherry tomatoes on top. I eat the little, like the diced chunks on top, and I just can't do it. And my rule is like I'll try something like 2 or 3 times, and if I don't like it after like 3 times, then it's not meant to be, you know.
So
and
a
I've
taco,
tried like
a taco with sour cream and diced tomatoes is just your nemesis.
it doesn't sound good in any way.
How awful is that? Like,
It-
it's like
like,
the best thing.
Nah, like
Yeah.
that sounds so unappealing, and I wouldn't do it. Like so, yeah, it's weird, man. But I'm not gonna say I won't ever like those foods.
Let
'cause,
me
like,
ask you this though. Say you're out. You maybe like you go to a Whitney's family members having a cookout and they have tacos and someone hands you a taco like that. Would you eat it to be nice? Like, is it that bad to where you can't sit? You know.
I wouldn't do it.
You would do it?
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, that's the
I've
true
been
test.
through-
Like, would you
know-
socially eat it just to
No.
to be all right, or would you just?
There's some things
Okay.
like I have socially eaten, and not with Whitney, more just other people or like family, dude. And I'm like, it takes a little bit in me to do it, but like I'll at least take a bite, you know. And but dude,
Ben.
sour cream and tomatoes would ruin my whole day.
Let me ask Ben something real quick.
Yo.
Ben, say you're down in Miami visiting Patrick, and you just end up in some crazy Cuban place with these amazing people,
Yep,
and
yep.
you get offered, someone's like, this is the best Cuban sandwich, and you know a Cuban sandwich famously has a pickle on it, right? Would you eat that Cuban sandwich?
But you're like having a really good time.
yeah, you're having a really good
and
time,
living
like,
it up.
they're gonna be offended if you don't eat it. Would you eat
You
it?
know what? Like, okay, so I was real bad about that for a long time, where it was almost awkward how I would be like, I'm not eating that. And then I did the other way where I just ate anything and got it down. Apparently, I don't hide it. I don't hide it on my face. I don't hide it. Like, the ridicule or the offense is going to come no matter what. It's a thing. I can't fake it, I guess. So actually,
God.
I'd be like, I would be like, I'm taking this pickle off of this. And they'd say, that's really rude. And I'd say, shut the fuck up. No, I don't know. But no, I mean, it's coming anyway. I would take it off. And I'd say, do you want me to enjoy
But
this
that's not the
sandwich?
Cuban sandwich, though.
What do you call it then? I'll take one of those.
Okay.
I'll take a Cuban without
You know, didn't Kendra make you little Cubans?
Yeah, without
At
pickles.
the Christmas party without pickles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I was like, it's not a Cuban sandwich then.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever you call it.
They were good too.
It was decent, yeah. So like, I don't-
Man, this opens up a whole other can of worms, and I was trying to keep this under 30 minutes. But then you start to realize like how much of food just isn't about food. You know, it's about like so much more, and why it is so easy just to eat too much and gain weight. You know?
Yeah.
like
No,
the
you're right.
socialness, like
Oh,
what it
dude,
means
we
for
could
people's
dig into that.
cultures and everything. You know?
Yeah, like, because some people, like, will, like, eat things just so somebody else isn't offended.
Yep. Or you
Like,
know,
if
like
so-
your grandma just probably feels this like urge to
Oh my
feed you,
God,
like because
yeah.
it means you're like taken care of or something.
And, like, I'll say this, and this might get me hate mail, but if somebody, like, makes me something and I don't want to eat it, I won't eat it at all.
Yeah.
Like-
it's not.
Not that ever really happens, but if somebody just was like, hey, Will, here's this cake, and I didn't want to eat it, I would honestly throw it away. Like, and so maybe that's like revealing to everyone at the gym. Whatever. But I have zero problems with that, and I don't know if that's like me being rude or whatever. Like, I would try not to accept something, but if someone's like insistent, like maybe I'll take it. But I mean, I'm under no obligation to eat the food you give me.
It's true.
Like-
it's true.
And so, like, but that's like a social thing, right? People get
Yeah.
offended when you don't eat their food that they give you. Like, even if you didn't ask for it and they're like, hey, I made this for you. Like,
Yeah.
but that's on them. You decided to make it. I didn't ask you to.
And we've talked about this before, but speaking of that, have you ever met a person who doesn't have some type of stipulation for not finishing the food on their plate, or some type of procedure that, like, I when I go up and I get this amount on my plate, I either have to finish it, I have to Like I can't leave any if I'm full, or I have to save this for the next day, or I don't save it for the next day, or there is like a lot of extra the things hanging around just the mere fact that we're just fueling ourselves here.
Yeah.
Like, that's all we're really doing.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah. There's so many more factors besides, hey, am I full or hungry? It's like, oh, is it rude? Is it not rude? Is it, will it make this person happy or angry? Was this, it's just crazy. All the forces that go against us,
which is
regulating
why,
our appetite.
shit, like losing weight's hard for a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's more than just like, oh, eat this. And then you eat it and you're done. Like, nah, people have emotions and social pressure and all this other stuff, and they're conditioned. Like, dude, it's hard.
Yep.
But it's doable.
And going back to my picky eatingness and then kind of where I am today, I think, the big takeaway key is, for one, like, we get a lot of people too who are like, oh, I'm a picky eater, and they're really worried. They put a lot of stress that I won't be able to do what's needed or asked of me to be successful. And it's just understanding, like, one, it's mostly mental.
Yep.
Two, you don't have to be that person in one day.
Nope.
Like, it's even kind of like how I mentioned, at one point I was super foodie where I wanted to like have fancy recipes for all my meals and make every meal amazing, to where now I've settled into just as simple as possible. And I found things that I do enjoy and I love just as much as a 5-star meal, but it takes time to find the meals you love that are easy to cook, that you have no problem preparing. It takes time. So really, like, what you're doing is you get some kind of framework, a starting point. Like our template quick start guide. That's all it is. It's a starting guide.
It's
and
a
then
base.
It's like figuring out, what works for you and the foods you like and all that. And it takes time,
Yep.
But I
It
think
does take time.
so many people spin their wheels because then they'll say, oh, like, I couldn't do this exactly. I failed. And then, they'll take 3 months to just feel bad about that. And then it's like, I'm going to start back up and try to do it again and force feed, so to speak. Then fail. Whereas, like, hey, if you just said, I'm just going to do one little thing, or just work on this one meal or this one food, and then slowly over time, you'll make so much more progress in the next year or two than just that start, stop, failure, on, off type deal.
Yeah. I think people just beat themselves up too much. Like, they don't celebrate the victory of being a little bit better, And I think it's hard. Like, people see so many transformations and then stuff on Instagram, and just it's a lot, and then they don't celebrate. All right, you know what? For 3 weeks, I've eaten all my protein every day. Now they might have had like cookies and donuts, but like, let's take a step back. You did better. You ate your protein every day, which is something you weren't doing, and like, that's a good thing. And then like, let's build on that, and then like, maybe stop snacking so much. Like, people just need to take a step back and realize that they're doing a lot better than they think they are with stuff like that.
And that there is no perfect, like a lot.
Nah.
Like, I'll explain where I'm not perfect is, for example, a lot of kale. Kale's a great food, right? But guess what? I don't really like kale. It's, like, I don't
Kale
enjoy
tastes
it.
like floor cleaning chemicals.
So I mostly eat broccoli, right? Even though I know how great kale is, it's okay that I don't eat it. And truthfully, I really only eat vegetables I really enjoy, and it would probably be better to have a better variety, right? But you know what?
At least you're eating vegetables.
Yeah, at least I'm eating vegetables, even though I only eat 2, which are my favorites, broccoli and red bell peppers. But that's, so it's just understanding, like, you don't have to be perfect. If one person eats this certain food with amazing benefits, doesn't mean you have to eat it. Like, you can make it your own, That's why I like a template where it's more open-ended. Like, hey, like, have this protein and have veggies, right? So then if someone likes pork tenderloin, they can have pork tenderloin. If they like ground beef, they can have ground beef. If they like broccoli, so you don't have to like pigeonhole yourself into like this like prescription of a diet,
Yep. Let me deviate because you said it. You said red bell peppers are your favorite. How do you feel? No, because I'm kind of there. How do you feel about green peppers?
I like green bell peppers, but like, I want it, like, if given the choice, I like red bell peppers better. They're like a little sweeter. Okay. And did you want a fun fact? You want a nutrition fact?
Hit me. We'll see if I know this.
All right. So how there's what's the difference? There's green bell peppers, yellow, orange, and red. Mm-hmm. What's the deal with that?
So, all right, this is my understanding, and I hope I'm not wrong, that they're all different levels of ripeness of the same plant. Am I right?
You're correct.
Ooh.
Yep, the red bell pepper you're eating was the green bell pepper in its early stage. It's the
Give
same
them
thing.
200 points.
Yep. It's on the board.
Dude, green bell peppers are actually, I should have said this, like, I will eat them if they're in like a whole dish, but I think they taste way worse than a red, a yellow, or an orange pepper.
Yeah, which makes sense, right? Because they're not as right.
Dude, and it's just there's almost like this unnatural flavor to it. Like I don't know. It tastes like artificial chemically to me, and I don't like it. So
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
I don't know. That's another one actually. Green peppers. I'll eat it, but I don't prefer it.
Yeah, it's like, why didn't you just wait a little long? Why didn't you spend the extra 40 cents and get the red one?
Yeah, I know exactly. Like
that's
you know
the only reason to get the green one is because it's cheaper.
You know what, dude? I never buy the green ones.
Buy them in bulk.
Like if I had the choice, I'm not gonna buy it. But if I went out to like eat Mexican or something, and I got fajitas, bro, they only bring you green peppers.
Because they're going.
Because they're cheaper.
Yeah. Hey, you know why something's more expensive?
Why?
Because it's better.
You're right. You're right. To a point.
Yeah, that's true. So, I think we can leave it at that.
Yeah, I think we can.
Because if we keep going, we're gonna end up breaking down every food, and then we're gonna have we're gonna have food jeopardy.
Yep.
So if we had to sum up this episode, really let your peppers age just a little bit more before you eat them or buy them. That's what I got out of this episode. So,
Ben, do you have an opinion on your pepper status?
Actually, I don't.
Anything?
I'll take a pepper any which way. A little cheaper, sure. Throw it at me, Daddy. You want a little more flavor in there? I ain't gonna say no. Bring it home. I don't. But it's. I didn't know that at all. I had no idea that it's all the same pepper. I mean, you could have told me like, oh, these are South American peppers. And then, you want that orange? You go to Africa and Asia's where you get the red. I don't know. I had no idea.
Where's the green one come from? Michigan.
Nah, that'd be a brown pepper.
I was gonna say, bro. Hold on. No, actually, it's in Michigan peppers come in ice blocks, bro. Them boys are blue.
Oh, just a blue pepper. Ew. All right.
What, you got any music? Are you back?
Yeah, he's had this up for like 10 minutes, just so you know.
I'll tell you. Yeah, I just I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I play for my soul. Sometimes it makes sense. Sometimes there's substance to it, lyrics. Recently, I've just been deep in the trap. So you guys are gonna be getting Not Nice by Party Next Door. You're gonna like it. I mean, don't get me wrong, but if you're looking for lyrical substance, you've come to the wrong place. But I know you're moving in your chair right now too, so I'm not sorry.
My hair, Bob.
Yep. Just let it go. I know you want to move.
Major key.
Yeah, buddy. But that one's fun. It's called Not Nice, Party Next Door. You put that radio on, and you'll be good all day. Because it's just hit after hit in that same feel. You'll be moving. You'll clean your house. Throw it on a Saturday. You'll clean your whole house.
All right.
There we are. Well,
Boom.
We'll be back next week, maybe sooner. We got some guests lined up, so if you guys are getting bored
Got
of
some
us,
solid people for the new year.
We got some fun stories to share.
Yep. So you guys can stop just listening to us ramble and hear what other people have to say.
We're your chicken though. You need us, but yeah, it's nice.
You don't always want us.
It's nice. It's nice to have some flavor every once in a while.
Yeah.
We got some red bell peppers coming.
We do.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
Straight from Asia.
Holla.
Later.
Bye.